Welcome back YouTube, to UK, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the video. Doncaster Dome, February the 5th, 2023, stalling out, buying stuff, trading stuff, getting gifted stuff, meeting people, making some money, and yeah, a thoroughly good day. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now. No, we did all right. We've got some, it's heavily Atari based. I'll show other stuff afterwards, but we'll have a quick chat just about Doncaster. It was significantly smaller from a vendor perspective. You buyers probably wouldn't have realised that, but the actual number of vendors was down. I think a few people did notice that there's more space between the aisles, and obviously the aisles were shorter. As a seller, it was great. More so because Scottish Japanese Allen wasn't there, so that meant there was a few grand floating about the event as well. And for me, I think Fob, Doncaster, and maybe Liam, or maybe Doncaster and Liam, I'm not sure, but definitely me and Fob, and I think Craig's here again. I spoke to Craig here again. It was probably the most successful one, bar none. So many thanks to all those that came and said hello and bought some stuff. If any of it doesn't work, it didn't bite from me. You must have broke it yourself. But I bought some stuff, as I always do, because I like to come away with some stuff. Did a trade as well, and I got gifted some stuff. So from Carl Scadding, who bloody sold one of the games I asked him to keep buying for me, but he did do me a good deal on this. I had to sort of give it a good bit of an iron. Come to mine in a minute. For the whole 10 quid, which is a fucking bargain. We got Quake 2 on the N64. Yeah, it was. This was in pretty poor shape, and unfortunately, it's one of these ones where the actual sort of stuff's all internal. It's integrated. Absolute fucking nightmare, but it's all there complete. 10 quid, that's a belly bargain. Still need to get Quake 2. I've never played the N64 versions. Quake was always and always will be a PC game to me. I don't care what anybody says. You can all fuck off. You're wrong. 2 items from Craig's here. Just 2 from Craig. Tried to steer clear of buying anything from Craig's. Bloody dangerous. It's not good for your bodily parts. But he ended up having to sell. But he did me a fantastic deal on these 2 items. Noticed these right at the bottom of his stall, in a little box. Caught my eye for obvious reasons. My voice is croaking here. Starting off the Atari collection, or the Atari pickup, should I say. Reactor, these Parker Brothers boxes, just can't get enough. Just can't get enough, baby. I've no idea. It looks like a bit of a maze shooter, and they're all complete, lovely, with the proper little inserts and instructions at the bottom. And the other one off Craig, I didn't know. Is Reactor an actual arcade game? I know this is Amidar. I know this is from an arcade port. I don't know a great deal about it, mind. But again, as not always, but mostly these silver box Parker Brothers do tend to stay in really nice conditions. It's that thicker cardboard, as I mentioned before. A bit of a stick that needs to come off there, and it's still need cleaning up really. But 2 absolute crackers. Must be fucking crackers. For me, 2600 Parker Brothers collection, and they do look nice on the shelf there. Let me have a swig of water before my throat completely cracks. From Eric the Viking, or Ragnar Lothbrok. I can't remember what the chap's name is. He must have fucking told me 100 times. He does watch, for some bizarre reason, these shit videos that I make. I bought this first from him, and I couldn't. completely forgot it was there, walked away, and he had to come chasing after me. I think I did that with Craig as well. I picked them 2 Atari games up and walked off. But he did have 2 other games. One is for the I'll say N64 then. One is for the N64, but one is for the NES. Probably the most expensive game that I bought there. He did me a deal on these 2. I bought this. I'll show you this thing after these 2 games. So I'd already bought that, and then I went back and sort of seen these 2. So again, he did me a real good price on this. One for the black box collection, old Gumshoe light phaser game. It is boxed. It's all complete. I'm not going to bore you getting it all out. It's in, again, these N64 NES boxes. They can be really hit and miss in terms of the condition, but that's a nice example. And one for the N64 is missing the manual. The box was raggedy, so I have done some remedial work on it, because he did sort of say, am I going to see that one being ironed? Yeah, it's been ironed, mate. Been ironed, and it's come up all right. It's come up all right. Like I say, it's still missing the manual. Got the tray and stuff. So yeah, I even ironed the tray. Eric, I don't know what his name is. Hugo. I don't know. He'll tell me if he watches. But the thing I got most excited about when I first saw this on his table, I said, how much is that? And he didn't know, and he sort of said 10, and I was like, mate, I'd snapped his fucking hand off. I think it's got a switch. I can't remember what that switch is for. I think it might be, I can't remember what it does. But anyway, for the price, princely sum of 10 quid, we got us an Atari trackball. Amazing. So we could play Missile Command and Centipede and Millipede and all kinds of stuff. And I do believe this does work with the 7800 as well. So chuffed with that. I've got to clean it all up. It'll probably need taking apart and maybe having a bit of a scrub inside. The plastic's a bit scuffed up, but again, it's probably, what, 40 years old? Nearly as old as me. Doesn't look half as good as me, mine, for 40 plus years old. But yeah, wow, chuffed with that. Fucking made up. Cheers, Eric. I don't know if his name's Eric. He looks like a Viking. Then I've got for a trade, and I got some gifts. So we'll do the trade first. The trade is with Wish Wash Lewis. So he was storing out Amanda. I didn't get a chance to see Lewis towards it. I think Amanda said he did all right, and he was going around. Lewis always does this. He goes and spends all his winnings towards the end of the day. But it was busy, man. It was busy up until about 3:30. Now, Doncaster normally dies down 1:30, 2 o'clock if you're lucky. That Sunday it's probably been the consistently busiest that I've known it, and I think a lot of people had agreed with that. Apparently, people were parking up down on the road on the verge and walking up. So yeah, it was, but it didn't feel overly cramped. And again, I think that's because there was a bit more space between the tables, whereas years gone by, it was really claustrophobic. Again, probably if we'd on the other side, I may have felt differently. I was on my own all day because someone didn't turn up to stall out, so they gave us an extra pitch. So Fob was on his own as well. So me and him were kind of on our own, which I don't know. Maybe there's something in that because Rob did really well. So maybe there's something in that. Maybe he'll want to be on his own all the time, which is fine. But it did work out really well. But it meant I had literally like 2 toilet breaks all day. So thank God I was behind Dana and Liam, Hidden Chest Gaming. So Liam covered for me, and I think Dana covered for Rob when he needed a loo and stuff. So yeah, thanks lads, it's really appreciated. Because I've been peeing in my bottle otherwise. I don't think I've seen anybody for the first time. Seen old faces, you know who you were, and nice to see you. Chap told me about he's pushing for a Mega Drive full set. He's got a lot of the heavy hitters, Death and Return of Superman and stuff like that. So again, bizarrely he watches this crap. But yeah, nice to meet you, mate. I don't think there was anybody new that I hadn't met before. So there's no point reading off listening because I will forget someone, and that's not very nice. But anyway, off of Lewis, I picked some of his games. He had a box of 2600 stuff. So I went through it and said, look, do us a price. And then he did me a price. And he said, well, I can just go on your stall and pick something. I said, pick something for the equivalent value. So essentially, it's a trade. So we got up all 2600 games, Defender 2. So a lot of these, I've got loose carts. So obviously they'll be just be moved on. Probably the worst box from Lewis, but I'd give it a 9. I've tried to bring it back to some semblance of life. One I didn't have, well, clearly I didn't have it, that's why I bought it, but I mean at all, not even a loose card. I had a loose card Defender 2. Phoenix, sort of a shooty, lovely condition. Lovely condition on these. One that I bought, because this is really hard to find on the 7800. It's ridiculously difficult. It's probably a terrible game as well. And it's Tomcat. Bloody fight simulators. Mr. Bads will love this, but this is that absolute software that I was talking about. These games on the 7800 are so hard to come by. I can't remember who's buying these. Mr. Bads and somebody else. I can't think of who it is now. Mr. Bads influenced somebody else to get these. But it's these Silver Eye Magic releases. And again, another sort of a shooter, I suppose. And with these ones, it drops out the bottom like that. But yeah, Demon Attack, and they've got a lovely sort of different cart to them as well. I can't think of who it was now. Is it James, Retro Import Gamer? Can't think. Trying to think, but nothing happened. But yeah, that's a nice one. And then 2 sealed ones. Sealed. Again, another bloody tricky one to get on 7800. Lewis had it there. Oh, it's got it's a new sticker. It's a sticker. It's Dark Chambers. I'm assuming it's an attempt at some sort of RPG. Master of the Subterranean Kingdom. Yeah, it's like a dungeon crawler type thing. The sump's not too bad on that at the minute. And last one, and again, I think I had this loose cart. I'm not sure. I think I've got Dark Chambers as well, loose cart. But I definitely had this one loose cart. I'd like to get the board game with this, the M&B board game. I think it only come out in the States. And it's Jungle Hunt. That's Hunt with a H, not a C. Again, really nice. A nice little trade there with Lewis. You know, he may have sold these, he may not have, and I think that's how he looked at it. Whereas with mine, he would have took, I can't remember what he took. He took some carts. So they might have been easy to shift on, but these will be kept. You know, these weren't bought to sell. So really happy with that little bundle there. And it didn't stop there for the Atari stuff. So I had a message from Darren McGowan, another idiot that watches this crap, and he sort of said, look, I've got these 2600 games, any good to you? And I sort of said, yeah, I need that one, that one, that one. He goes, they're yours. And you know, it's absolute diamond, his Daz. So he popped these over, all in box protectors as well. Again, a few of these I've got loose, so they will be the loose carts will be moved on. Well, actually, I will do it in some sort of order. This one, I sort of said, he goes, oh, this one's not in good condition. I said, mine's really bad condition. But to be honest, between the one that Daz has given me and mine, there ain't much in it. They're both terrible, but his looks better because it's in a box protector. It's Night Driver. It just seems to be the way with certain games, isn't it? You can never find a nice copy of it. And that seems to be one of the culprits. Missile Commander Beauty that will work with the trackball. Again, one that I had loose. There's no point showing it back because there's nothing there. These are all box complete. Puckman. Terrible version, but it's one you've got to have. I did have a copy of this. One weren't too great. Daz's has got some writing on the back, so I'll have to sort of try and make a best copy, I suppose. Smurf. based on the arcade game. Again, I did have this loose. Slightly different, a CBS game. This one, really happy to get. One of my fave games, I must admit, that I remember playing on the the 2600. Centipede. I mean, again, play it with a trackball. And then this one is actually quite expensive, and I'm not sure the lure of it. I don't know really where it's come from. It's a bit like Hero, I think. One of them sort of, I wouldn't say hidden gems, because nothing's a hidden gem anymore. Don't let anyone tell you that. But one of the more sought after games, again, I've not played it. It's Frostbite. Arctic Adventures. Frostbite Bailey. I don't know. Looks like a bit of a platformer. Like a Frogger type game, perhaps. But, like I said, massive 2600 haul. And more. I've got the 2 off Craig, hang on. I've got 2 off Craig as well, look, fucking hell. Eesh. So, overall, really successful Doncaster Dome there. So you may have been aware the door price went up. They put up £1 for us stall vendors. They put the price up 25 quid, which effectively means it's a 50% increase in price. And obviously, we don't put the prices up because no one will buy anything. So yeah. Although it was like a bumper day, it's still, the outlay and stuff was kind of more than it used to be. I'm not really sure the venue has increased their prices by 50%, but that's the world we live in, unfortunately. Money talks, I suppose. And everyone wants their the £10 of flesh, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I say once again, many thanks to those that came and bought, come and said hello, had a nose round. Really appreciate it. I hope you all had a good day. I've watched a couple of videos of people. I don't watch people walking around video and stuff, to be honest, generally, because I was there and I don't really need to see it. I don't really get them, because it's like, this is what you could have had, and I don't really understand. I like when people discuss what they picked up and some of the stuff that they've seen and stuff. I like that. But just wandering around with a camera pointing at stuff and filming it, I don't really get it. And I never really understood it, to be honest. Which is partly why I stopped making them, because I just got bored. I got bored of making them on my fucking self, let alone watching some other idiot walk around with a camera. So, just saying, if you do a video where you're walking around it, I probably won't watch it. I'll probably skip to the end where you pick something up and watch that little bit of it. Because same with the car boot videos and stuff like that, not for me anymore. Been there, done that, bored of it. What I'll do, we'll do a cut jump here, and I'll show you some of the shit that I've picked up in the last video. Sticking with events, actually. Sticking with events, I need to mention this. I need everybody to come along to it. It is the Black Country Games Fair. Old Doncaster, aka Hidden Chest Gaming, sort of hosting this or putting this together. It is on the 26th, Sunday 26th of Feb, over in the Black Country, Brierley Hill. Again, details down below. My mate Fob reckons that anybody on YouTube that does this, thousands of people attend because of the power of YouTube superstars and basically advertising, free marketing. I think it's a load of bollocks, personally, but he's convinced of it. So there you go. So I expect subscriber numbers for the event to go through the roof, because that's what my mate Fob said. But no, all piss taken aside, if you're in the area, you've got nothing better to do. Early bird tickets are £2, and then it's free after 11. It's free. You can come round and look at the shit. Say Fob, myself was stalling out. I know Jimmy Retro. Jimmy Retro was at Doncaster as well. Jimmy Retro will be there. Eddie Rollercore will be there. I don't think Craig's here again can make it. It's a bit too far from him. There's some other people might be stalling out as well. I think all the stalls have been sold out. So if you want to stall out, I think you've missed a boat on that. But yeah, basically, at time of recording, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. What are we on now? The 11th. Yeah, 2 weeks tomorrow. So yeah, be something decent to go to. Something decent. It'd be something different to go to. That won't cost you an arm and a leg, and hopefully, if it takes off, you know, it might be the way forward rather than being charged extortionate fees to come and look at the same stuff. Obviously, it's no Doncaster Dome in terms of size, but everyone's got to start somewhere, right? So support Doncaster. Support your local Doncaster. Right. From a fellow YouTuber, I offered to do him a favour for the old Sega Saturn with the old Fenrir. Just did him a memory card, and he very kindly sort of chucked this in. The card come from Amazon, and he chucked this in. It didn't have to. It's Nick Berry with from No More Games with Nick Berry YouTube channel. I just said I'd do it for free. It doesn't, you know, that's not what I'm about. But he chucked this in, and it's awesome. It's a light up Mega Drive sign. Is it LED powered by batteries or USB? So that is fantastic. Nick, again, like I say, mate, you didn't have to do this. You know, I not even got it out. I'm sure people have got these already. But it will fit on the shelf quite nicely. There's no power in it. But yeah, it's just... that's nice, that is. So go and... obviously, everyone I mentioned, I always put the links in the description. But yeah, very nice. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, what stuff have I picked up then that's non-Atari 7800, 2600 or Nintendo NES, which is still ongoing, I will show you some of said items. So from a charity shop, I can't remember, it must have been a bundle of games, and again it must have been one that I'd moved on when I was trying to build some credit to get Symphony in the Night from CX. So we've got Alien Syndrome, and I think I checked and it wasn't worth a great deal anyway, so I thought, you know what, I'm keeping that. Someone else picked this up, I can't remember who it was. And I think it might have been James, Retro Import Gamer. Yeah, it's not an expensive game, but it is the Sega arcade follow-up, I suppose, to the original. Looks 3D-ish, don't really know. But I thought, yeah, you know what, we're going to keep that for the collection. Likewise with this one, I didn't realise how expensive this game was, but kind of makes sense, I suppose. Scarface, The World Is Yours. Probably, I don't know, like 20 odd quid, 25 quid game. Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember now. It's been a while. It's been sat on the shelf for a while. But nice and complete and stuff, all that shit. So again, like I said, not really collecting for PlayStation. Well, not collecting. Of course I'm collecting for it, but I'm not seeking them out, not hunting them down. It's more as and when I see them. And obviously focus shifts, and focus is quite heavily now on Nintendo cardboard, with a side helping of Atari. But sticking with Nintendo, again from a charity shop, bought a bundle of games. He chucked these in, I think it ended up working at £2.50 each, and I thought, you know what, I'm keeping these. First up is the Pac-Man collection on the Game Boy Advance. These are in fantastic condition. Pac-Mania, Pac-Attack, Pac-Man and Pac-Man Arrangement. You can never have enough Pac-Man. I've got loads of Pac-Man merch that I need to get sold at a market. Fucking mugs, all kinds of shit that the wife's bought me over the years. Nowhere to put it. Nowhere to put it. It's not that I don't like it, but it's just fucking tatting it. Now, one that I was nearly just going to literally put in to take to Doncaster. Then I looked at the back and I thought, you know what, that looks quite good. It looks something different. And it's Medal of Honor Infiltrator. Now, initially I'd be like, yeah, it's a first-person shit, but it's not. It's actually top down, and then it changed to like a Cabal type Dynamite Duke sort of view, and Commando. You can see from the screenshots there. You get yet to play it in earnest, but it's something slightly different. I thought, you know what, bit of sprite-based action. We'll have a bit of that. It's been a while since I've added a Game Boy Advance game to the old wall there. On a side note about the wall, I've now managed, I don't know if you can see, here, all of the NES games that I need box complete, preferably, to go on the shelf, now fit on one row. Now within that there are some European games, so not all of those are PAL UK. That used to be 2 rows deep, and then some. So I've really chipped away at it, and segue in nicely into another handful of NES titles. So first up, I think I got this from CEX, because it's been a while. I think it was from CEX. It was missing the manual. I had to buy a cartridge with a manual off eBay to complete it. But again, it's one of these ones that you can pay quite a lot of money for, I think. And it's New Zealand story. Fantastic on the Amiga. Anybody who remembers back in the day if they got the backpack? I didn't, and I never owned an Amiga as a kid. I got one sort of slightly later on as a teen, I suppose. But my mate John did have the backpack, and yeah, New Zealand story. Even now, still a fantastic Amiga game. But we had to piece it together. A lot of that piecing going on, which leads me on to the Adventures of Rad Gravity, which I think was a CX buy, because I had it, yeah, because the box, yes, because I think I've still got the box in the car. I think I went to Doncaster. I'm not sure if it's sold, I can't remember. It was that busy at Doncaster, I couldn't even remember. When I looked at some of the stuff, I was like, oh, did I sell that? Probably fucking got half-inched. It didn't, know. So that goes into my collection. That wasn't. I think this was CEX as well. This is complete. Obviously, I wouldn't show you anything if it wasn't complete, unless it comes from an event or from somebody else. Disney's Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. The American box for this is a lot nicer. I think it's got like some of the Disney characters on the front, whereas the PAL or the European version is just has the castle. Side-scrolling platformer in the vein of the Disney games, essentially. But yeah, quite a nice one. Again from CEX. Now these ones weren't from CEX. These ones were from eBay. This one, I bought this for something else. Have I showed you the other game? I must have showed you the game. But this was bought as box and manual. I can't remember how much from it. Maybe 20 quid, maybe. Off of CEX. Old Krusty's Funhouse. I still do enjoy this on the Super Nintendo. I'm not sure how it fares on the NES. I'm guessing it's quite the same game. But it must have been a late release. Given obviously it was out on the SNES as well. 92. Yeah, 92. So I always on the lookout, obviously because I've got all the carts, always on the lookout for boxes and manuals for games. Did I get this off eBay? I think I bought this off eBay. I think was it just a box, or was it the box and manual? I can't remember. Either way, I've got a nice copy. I'll take it out of this. It's been ages since I bought this. But a black box, the Mattel release, the two brooches, no, what they're called, can't remember now. Them two things. That was it. The problem with this was the top was all ripped, which tends to happen with some of these black boxes, you know, where you've got the hang tab. So the actual flap just gets ripped in half. So yeah, I've had to kind of put it back together, but it's fine. Yeah, it wouldn't, like again, I wouldn't show if it wasn't complete. So Wrecking Crew. And then the last one, again, this has been on the shelf there for months and months, but way before Christmas. I did. I'm not sure who I outbid for this. but I won it by a penny. I shit you not, I won this by a penny. And it wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap, let's put it that way. But I literally won it by a penny. For example, say if it was, I put in a bid of £25 and 1p, and I won it by that 1p. So it wasn't £25. But one of the more trickier games to get, definitely, again, it's all complete, in really nice condition, considering, and it's Gargoyles Quest 2. And I did get this for an actually quite a good price. I think it was just over 200 quid. Again, a lot of money. And don't be mistaken for thinking I'm just spunking out 200 quid in one go. I don't. I'm sure you're all aware if you've got PayPal. PayPal do this like paying 3, paying 4 thing. You just chop the price up, and that's what I did with this. And it's paid off now. But it does enable you to, especially the nature of what we do, what I do, I suppose, which is collecting games. And it's not like you go into a shop where there's fucking loads of, well, I'll get it next month, I'll save up. You know, it's kind of a buy it there, buy it then, or you're going to miss out. And that was the case with this. So, yeah, I bought it by a penny. So, I don't think it was you I outbid, I'm sorry. I've been fucking snipe bidding. You know, I don't use a sniper tool. I just do it old school. If I win it, I win it. If I don't, I don't. I don't give two fucks. I'm not really that bothered. But yeah, I'd since moved on my cartridge. I think I got about 90 quid for my cartridge. It went abroad somewhere. So yeah, it's cost me that 100 quid for that, which is fine. I'd pay 100 quid for the box and manual because I'm stupid. I'm stupid like that. Right. Last punt. Black Country Games Fair. Be there, be square. It's got to be worth a wander around on a Sunday. You got fuck all out to do. A miserable wet Sunday morning. £2 early bird, free after 11. Do it now. Right, take it easy, YouTube, and I shall see you hopefully at the Black Country Games Fair. If not, the next video. Bye bye for now.